How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another Canadian video game channel. Here today to continue playing Sid Meier's Civilization 6 with Norway and our recently completed Skedsmo Opera House. Not Sydney, it's Skedsmo. It's in Skedsmo. Skedsmo. It's a very full harbour. Bay, place, with a very lovely seaport located right there. And we'll just go ahead and get the turns ticking along. What are we up to? 1956, turn 563, if I'm reading that correctly, through my little UI that you can't see, but it's covering up pretty much all of this stuff. We're working on the Mars Habitation Project unlock through robotics, which we'll have done very quick. And just working on the future civic, because we've run out of culture, civic tree stuff to do. Yesterday, English are floating around with their ironclads and their admirals and battleships. If we check in on our espionage, we'll see Ulf is traveling to Lyon. 2 more turns to get there. Eindride the Elder is 2 turns away from stealing a boost to lasers. Eindride the Younger is busy creating rebels in Mbanza, Congo, which last time turned out to be a pair of modern armor that were immediately slaughtered by the Congo military. But that was kind of funny anyways, so we'll continue with that. And Gunborg is performing in a counter-spy role to ensure that no damage is done to the spaceport, while we are producing the moon landing project. Do you really produce a project? We're doing a thing. We're doing a thing over there. So let's go ahead and get the stadium built in Sarpsborg. Looking very nice with a little soccer field in the middle. I mean, they just started building it and it's already pretty much done, so it's looking very nice for that level of detail. It's a good game. It's a very good game. And we'll see, we still have a privateer as part of the fleet, because we just haven't bothered to get rid of them. If we look at the great people, basically everything's taken, except a great artist and a great musician. And yeah, don't know if those are the last of their kind either, but we're saving up money to get that musician, as we've got the Skedsmo Opera House to fill, and it can take some great works. Quite a few great works of music. And there might even be a theming situation here we might want to try and accomplish, because that's doing pretty good. We're at 376 tourism, and if we go to the world ranks, culture, it still says we're leading, and that we're in 3rd place for a science victory. If we go to the science, we can see spies have finished. Good. We'll get to that. If we go to the science victory, we'll see that 3 of us have finished the first stage of a science victory, and we've stalled Congo by destroying their spaceport, and they didn't know it was us, and we're eventually going to try and do the same thing to Catherine, while protecting our own situation here. Go to a culture victory, we'll see that we're 229 of 415 tourists, but we have 579 local tourists, so we're forcing everyone else to have to gather far more than we are. We're being led by Saladin. So what do we have here? Is this Ulf? No, this wasn't Ulf. This was Eindride the Elder stealing lasers. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. So we've got Ulf in Lyon, who would like to disrupt the spaceport. Good stuff. And we have Eindride in Paris, who will steal a boost on nanotech. Very good, very good. We have enough faith to purchase an apostle. We need housing in Skedsmo. I know. We boosted lasers through stealing. We take a look at the tech tree. Bring ourselves all the way down to the end here. we'll see that we're almost done with robotics. We've boosted nuclear fusion. We just need a boost on nanotech. And that'll be all the various sciencey bits done. And we'll have just one turn on lasers to finish that off. We'll be done robotics very soon. And then we can get future tech for just bragging rights. Just for bragging rights. Just like we're doing the future tech. It's just, or future civic. It's just bragging rights at this point. That's all it is. And we've got... Who's this? Boris Orlovsky? Oh, he's a great artist that we picked up yesterday, who has nothing to do until we provide him a space for his art in Nidaros, is likely where that will be. And we've lost Zanzibar. Zanzibar. Yep, someone's caught up, so we don't get bonuses from Zanzibar. They'd like us to construct a harbor. Everyone who's going to have a harbor has a harbor. I mean, I could put a harbor in Nidaros. Here actually wouldn't be a terrible spot for it, but... I'd rather put a theater square down at this point. But what's the suzerain bonus there? Cinnamon and cloves. Oh yeah, those are nice. Yeah, maybe we'll throw another guy at Zanzibar, get them on side. How about you? Yeah, that one's good too. Amsterdam, Zanzibar. Those will be our next focuses. Lisbon's not bad, but it's not huge. We're not being attacked. Brussels made peace with Seoul. And we need amenities in Oslo. Yeah, I know. We've been relying on other nations and places for some time now. We still haven't collected the fish out there, but that's just a bonus resource. It's not necessarily important. Trade route has been created to Swenet, which is up here, and no longer necessary on our trade route to Rocketet. I think we're going around. Yeah, here we are, coming up past Otsu. We're not even going through Otsu, I think. And we'll swing north or west once we're north of Otsu. I go to Rocketet. Hama, Jeddah, Aden, Buenos Aires, all Arabic currently. Getting into some sort of a scrap out there. It's all good. And we do want to trade with... who do we want to trade with? Victoria, we need another route. I'd like to send it to Arabia. So actually trading with Buenos Aires, which I already know is a relatively profitable trip, would be beneficial. In it would help me snag some tourism off Saladin. That would be very useful. Also raise my something or other with him in diplomatic visibility, and I'd be able to benefit that way. Buenos Aires, it's not as beneficial as it used to be, but we'll go there anyways, which is passed through Rio and Belém. We went to Aden, we'd also pass through Koloba. If we went to Jeddah, we'd also pass through Pokrovka. Is that where... Yeah, more of Jeddah's money comes from trade route, or... Yeah, let's trade with Jeddah. That's good, and that will also provide a tourism bonus that is sometimes not entirely visible. Rocketet to Oslo. Huh. Yeah, so if we go to, not city-state, sorry, culture board here, we should be able to bleed off some of his tourists here nice and quick. That wouldn't be a terrible thing. And we are dominant over England. Ooh, are we? 234, 236. Yes! So that's England, Thomas, Cleopatra, Qin Shi Huang, and Gandhi under the anvil of Norwegian culture. Very nice. Very nice. Is there anything else that we need to be concerned about at the moment? Doesn't look like they're fixing up the spaceport anytime soon. So they're, I guess, not that worried about it. Brazilian cavalry. And you've gotten here, and yeah, you need places for sculptures. So you can chill. For now. For now. Not for always, but for now. 376 turns for 376 tourism per turn. Right. And yes, Brazil is continuing to denounce me. Oh no, how terrible. And yeah, we're getting tourism in various places around the empire. Nowhere more so than the theater square over here, with its amphitheater, archaeological museum, and broadcast center, and a lifetime accumulation of 10,000 tourists. I've transgressed your approval of a standing army. Oh no. Such terrible things have happened. My army is too small. Too small by half. Or probably more than half, but I'm not concerned. I don't see Qin Shi Huang coming over to cause me any trouble. I do not foresee that now. And the great people... 96. Next turn, we'll get Mikola Leontovich. Nikola. We'll get Nikola next turn. Very nice. That's nice to see. Get pretty close to the next set of envoys. This is all good. Getting plenty of science, primarily from Sarpsborg. Really? You are the more scientifically minded one? Not from... It's because of these tiles over here. They don't add that much. There's a lot of Congo stuff going on over here. A lot of Congo. You could do with an encampment, I think. That wouldn't be a bad thing to have at this point. Just as an extra place to produce troops in. What with all the Congo weapons and generals all floating around. We could also do to improve the military forces that we already have. See some upgrades.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Very nice. So let's go ahead and choose our research. We'll go ahead and do lasers. Get that done real quick. Which will get us access to jet fighters and missile cruisers. Very cool. Very cool indeed. What do we have over here? Preston? And you want my perfume for horses and money. Well, I certainly don't need horses. And I pretty much don't need the money. And, oh, I was supposed to purchase myself a great person. Forgot to do that. No big deal. We'll just grab them now. What do you turn into? Nothing. You're the end of the line. Well, significant anti-air strength. That's not bad. $80 melee strength per individual unit. 97 for an army. Or an armada, rather. Makes me wonder if it's even worthwhile. We've got the frigate over here that we can upgrade to a battleship and missile cruiser. With a decent range.
When God said, "Let there be light," he surely must have meant perfectly coherent light.
Aha. So let's go ahead and get nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion. So we can have the Mars reactor and other dangerous things. And before we forget, let's go ahead and purchase ourselves a great musician who appeared, let me guess, in Sarpsborg. Yeah. Not the worst place for him to show up, but there you go. And does that mean... Yes, there's another great musician available. For 2 more pieces of music. We could save up for that as well. Yeah. Let's try and get both of the last great musicians and just really annoy America. And many other nations that really prefer to have all the great people in the world. What could go wrong? I've got very strong alliances that have existed for hundreds of years. Maybe hundreds of years. At least several decades. And that should see to it that the nation survives without needing military intervention. Very soon we'll get those envoys we need to make Oslo more efficient. And Sarpsborg's actually doing okay. I guess Oslo doesn't have an entertainment district, which wouldn't be a terrible thing to have. That'll be coming up turn after this. Yeah, that's okay. I guess it goes over here, because Oslo's running out of space. Who is this? Eindrid the Younger. Successfully did his thing. Produced some music. Very nice. So that's in the broadcast center in Sarpsborg. Fortunately, that's all there's room for in Sarpsborg, so we'll have to send you to Skedsmo next. Drop off some music there. And a unit needs orders, and it's Eindrid. Go back into recruit some more rebels. That sounds good. And we'll see that, yeah, that has resulted in a pair of barbarian modern armor, who I'm sure our benevolent neighbor is going to be in quite the rush to take care of. We should see everything descending down in here very quickly to destroy them, which will be kind of fun to see. Hopefully we see injured Congo weapons appear and get slaughtered or something. That would be particularly interesting. What would be actually quite nice is if I set up spies in each of their mbanzas and just constantly had these things popping up. And yep, there we go. They're fighting them, trying to put down the rebellions. Yeah, it doesn't say that they exist here on this particular menu. But otherwise, yes, they will pop up. And you are glad to be paranoid of me or something to that nature. Ooh, the barbarians are taking a turn. Or is this Scythia? I think that was Scythia trying to get in on the action a little bit. But the barbarians weren't immediately crushed like they were last time, so they might actually get away and cause some mischief. Hopefully they don't come anywhere towards us, but there's a lot of Congo and Brazil between them and us, so that's probably fine. And they've moved right in towards the city. We won't get to see what happens to them now, but that's quite alright with me. I have no concerns about that. Let's send you down to here, and let's send our envoys, as previously discussed, to Amsterdam and Zanzibar to get bonus money and trade routes, and the cinnamon and cloves. Let's confirm that situation there. Very nice. We can continue with our turns. Speaking of espionage, how is the rest of them doing? Gunborg is still defending the base. Very nice. Ulf has a few turns left to disrupt the spaceport, and Eindrad the Elder has a few turns left to steal some science. Not steal back, just stealing. Just stealing science. This will be the last time he gets to do that. Poor guy. Then we'll have to ship him out to some other city to cause mischief. Perhaps we bring him back to defend the spaceport while Ulf gets an opportunity to rank up again. Sure, let's be friends. Gandhi. That leaves 5 nations displeased with us and denouncing us. 5 nations allied and 2 nations... Or 4 nations allied, sorry. And 2 nations as declared friends. So we have the majority of the world on side, and... China, I don't know if you know this, but you're going to lose a lot of money. Hooray! One-time culture bonus equal to 10 times your science per turn. It marks the second step towards the science victory. Very nice. So we just got a culture bomb of...
You can never plan the future.
Quite a lot.
The past.
And that gets us the future civic complete, which does allow us to change up our government if we so choose. But I don't know that there's anything we really want to swap in. Okay, some of these things would be great, but I really don't want to give up any of my particular existing benefits in order to pick that one up. Science, culture, faith, and gold. That one's not that necessary anymore. It doesn't necessarily add that much. Okay. We'll throw in satellite broadcasts. And hopefully that doesn't do a huge amount of damage to our per turn. No. No, that's quite acceptable. And we've gained a casus belli against the Congo for a liberation war. What have you done now? I don't think you've done anything. No, this all looks normal. Unless you've recently captured something else. I would have gotten a warning of some description, I'm sure. But we need production in Nidaros, so we can go ahead and do a launch Mars habitation. So we're getting pretty close to pulling off a science victory. Sarpsborg, we could do with a zoo. I think you have enough housing for the time being, hey? 23 of 19, yep. So let's go ahead and we can work on a zoo. A zoo would be very cool. That would go in your entertainment district, which is up here. Yeah, that would all be alright. We've got an arena. Is that all right? That's the zoo, right? Yes, it's under construction, but that's what the zoo is going to be. I should be able to look up here and know that myself. Yep. And Civic. Do the Future Civic again. Do the Future Civic dance. Ain't nothing exciting going on there. We got the power plant built. Factory and a workshop. Workshop, factory, power plant. Very good. Broadcast tower. Art museum. Amphitheater. That's all there is. I mean, there's more going on there than there is here. It's an aqueduct. There's some houses. There's a river being diverted a small bit into the city center. That's all there is to it. And, oh, this is now friendly territory. Very cool. We've got Mikola heading over to populate some of the music space in the Skedsmo Opera House. Very good. Nothing overly exciting happening out here. We've got the university, library, woo, and research center in all of our campuses. Nothing exciting going on around here. If we go to... Yeah, we're leading the science victory, not because we have more technologies than anybody else, but because we've achieved Stage 2. Stage 3 requires researching robotics, researching nuclear fusion, which we're going to do very quickly, and researching nanotechnology, launching the Mars habitation, hydroponics, and reactor. He's done all the research, he hasn't launched any of the things yet. So after we launch the habitation, we could take some time, build an amphitheater, populate it with all the various buildings, and have somewhere to put the art from Mr. Boris Orlovsky, which I think we'll do, just because it'll be a little bit of fun. We're up to 432 culture, so if we come in here and we check on the culture victory track, yeah, we're doing pretty solid. We're up to 251 of 419, so definitely over halfway there, but far closer to a scientific victory. So we'll keep on crunching away at that one, and yeah, we got one city converted under religion, and it's because it's a benefit of that city. And we've become culturally dominant over Brazil. Really? 253. Yeah, we're culturally dominant over Brazil. Does that mean anything for if we go into here? We've achieved open access. We know all of your reasons for all of your things, and you like the Congo, but you hate everyone else. Brazil is trading with Egypt. That's fine. We reached open. Don't think we can get anything past open. Pedro's upset that we have more great people than him. Boo-hoo. We've had friendly meetings. We have different governments declared enemies. Allied with an enemy, we've established an embassy there. Doesn't really offset much of it. Yeah, I don't... We could just declare a holy war. A surprise holy war. Do we get any new deals for being... I really don't think that there's... It's just... They have genes. Ha! Where do you get those? Yeah, I think it's just another marker. I don't think there's any in-game mechanic to being culturally dominant over somebody else. I think it's just a thing that happens, and hooray that it happened. But otherwise, not necessarily that big of a deal. What do we have here? Oh, that would be an archaeologist. America, are you going to go dig up some more archaeology? That would be great. I'd love to trade with you. That would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'd love it if you could dig up enough artifacts that we could get this theming thing underway, because boy, oh, could I use some theming. I would love some more theming. Particularly since I'm not going to be building an archaeological museum in Nidaros, because I have this Boris Orlovsky that I'd like to have him do something useful. Oslo, you could probably do with... Oh, you're at 10 of 9. Well, you could always do with more. We could give you an entertainment complex. You probably need one of those. This is going to do the least damage, so we'll just put it there. We'll get that done nice and quick. Wow, I think that's quick. 19 turns. 19 turns. It will be done before we finish the game, probably. So let's go ahead and get the prelude for choir. If you look at the great works, we'll see that our great works of music are producing massively awesome tourism, and there doesn't seem to be any theming bonus. I mean, we could put it all in Sydney. There's not necessarily any benefit to doing that, so we won't worry about it. Same with the writing. There doesn't seem to be any theming bonuses for swapping the writings around. Fast, Tuquan, Carol, Kepek, Edgar Allan Poe. Good, cool. Yeah, now this look at theming bonus only seems to apply to the archaeological museums and the art museums, which we're not going to get a theming bonus for our landscapes, because nobody else has landscapes, which is mildly frustrating. I think that's part of, there's like a limited pool of great people that have been programmed for different abilities, and then the game picks 2 or 3, I think, great people per era, per type, and that's all there is. It's kind of similar to if you've ever played the Civilization board game. Not the new one. I don't know if the new one has a subtitle to it or anything, but the one that came out in, I think, 2010 or 2011, around about that era. If you play that, there's with one or both of the expansions, introduces great people cards that are unique great people, much like you see in this game. And there again, you have a limited supply, and they do the same thing with World Wonders. You have a limited supply at each era. So what was this? We've destroyed stuff in Lyon. We've stolen technology from France. Good. So there's no tech to steal, so we must be looking at Idride the Elder. No, we're looking at Ulf. We're looking at Ulf in Lyon, and there doesn't seem to be anything of significant note in Lyon. So let's see here. Where is the English spaceport? Because I know they've got one as well, and I wouldn't mind giving them a kick in the shins with regards to that as well. Here it is. Seems to be outside Sheffield, so let's go ahead and travel you to a new city. Perhaps Sheffield? Yep, there it is, Sheffield. Go there. Eindride the Elder. What are your benefits again? You steal tech faster, you can establish an enemy cities faster, and if caught, you have a better chance to escape. None of which means anything for you here. Although, disrupt rocketry? Paris has a spaceport now? Okay, hold on. Lyon had a spaceport. It's not looking so hot. Does Paris have Paris has the Eiffel Tower. That is so appropriate. So very... What is this? The Ruhr Valley. Right. Did you see, is there a spaceport anywhere around here? There doesn't seem to be. No, it looks fine. I don't know where this spaceport is. Will it highlight it if I click? No. Oh! That would be it right there, wouldn't it? Yes. So let's go ahead and gain sources, because 84% isn't as good as it could be. We've boosted nanotech, which means there's not a lot standing between us and the future tech. I'll get the Mars hydroponics, then the Mars reactor, Mars habitation. And we're currently looking at launching the Mars habitation in another 15 turns, which is pretty good. We're still earning some decent money, still making some good tourism. We're going to do better once we've got Boris here doing his thing, and we can trade out some sculptures to try and get the theming bonus from sculptures. And hopefully someday somebody will be able to do some theming bonuses for our landscapes. That'd be very nice. I don't know if that's an option though. Now we go in here and we can check if I can click on the right thing. Those are portraits. I don't know if it counts if they're portraits versus other forms of painting. I don't know. I don't know if that has an effect. But there we go. There's antiquity sites all around here. He hasn't moved in a while. Are you okay? There doesn't seem to be anything there. That looks like a scorpion under there. Or is that just the submarine? I think that's a submarine of some description. A little exploration submarine. Which would be appropriate. It would be very appropriate. And we're gonna finish up with our nuclear fusion here in a second. Which would be good to see. Agenda Bushido. Cool. I have no idea whatever happened to those barbarian armor. They must have gotten slaughtered at some point. Some point somewhere. They meant a messy end. I mean, they're barbarians, but They could do with creating a new AI, or a new faction, if you will, and just call them the rebels. Then they could be tied to a specific nation and only cause that nation trouble, or try and capture a city and turn it over to a neighbor. That would be kind of cool.
I am a big proponent of harnessing the power of fusion from 93 million miles away. Fusion is done by our sun really, really well and for free. Here on Earth, in reactors, not so much.
Good point. Alright, so we're done with fusion, and we can go ahead and research nanotech, which will get us the Mars hydroponic, and unlock future technologies as the option for our scientific endeavors. Who needs housing now? Sarpsborg. Oi. 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 These things just ain't good enough for you, hey? Charming, charming. I mean, it provides housing, just apparently not enough for you. Never enough for you. That's okay. We will make do. We will press on. Let's see how the scientific world is developing. Ah! You either fixed up your spaceport, which it doesn't look like you have, or you've built another one. So we might want to look into dealing with that, because you are making progress. And who was this? Oh, we're in the Congo again. Right. Keep you doing that, because that is just hilarious. And you can do it nice and quick. And yep, there we go. Barbarian modern armor. Just real quick, actually bring up the city activity. Where are all the spaceports in the world? Okay, so there's a few. There's a few in France. And yeah, you've built a few more. Mbanda Mbata, which is here. And that would be up there's your spaceport. In Calcutta and Japalpur. You've got a fair few spaceports. I don't think England has more than the one. No, England's just got the one, so we'll take care of England, and then whoever's doing that is going to have to move along. All right, let's see if these two survive any longer than the other ones. Eindred the Younger here doing a fantastic job of inciting rebellions. Good stuff. So yeah, Jalpapur, yeah, over there, Calcutta, over there. We'll have to take those down. Especially since that one's got something on it. When do my spies come back? Gunborg, yeah, you're going to continue to counter-spy. Sorry, that's just how it's going to work. 2 turns, you'll be in Sheffield, and you can do that. You're going to be a while. Maybe we don't have time to pursue various other forms of victory with the Congo and everything moving along like they are. You can return to your counter-spy operations in the spaceport. That's good. That's very good. And our friendship has expired with Tomarus. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? You're pretty much on side. You don't really care. Yeah, no. You're probably not going to be anything to worry about, so we won't worry about it. We check in with the great people. And we'll see that, yeah, that's still a few points out. No big deal. Just gotta keep plugging along. At this point, there's not a lot of options available, so you just keep plugging along. Japan has completed research on stealth technology. Pedro has declared war on Cleopatra. Really? Interesting, interesting. There's Natal. Yeah. Sai's in trouble. Sure, we can still be friends. No issues. No issues there at all. Candy Ironclad. Very nice. Cyrene? Yeah, Kabul wants a trade route. Kabul's wanted a trade route for some time, and I haven't bothered to give them one. I don't think I'm going to give them one now. Still have barbarians floating around in the Congo. That's just fun. That's just fun to do. Oh, is there one down here? Maybe they don't disappear as fast as I think they do. Alright, so you've landed here. You can go ahead and disrupt some rocketry. Do that nice and quick. Pedro the Second is declared war on Cleopatra. Knew about that. Thank you. All is going well. We're 10 turns away from launching the Mars habitation. And yeah, that's doing okay. It's all doing okay. Yeah, you've launched a satellite as well. Culturally, what are we up to? 276. That's going up quite quickly, actually. So we're ahead of Pedro, Victoria, Tomarus, Cleopatra, Qin Huang, and Gandhi. And we are catching up to... who's going to be the next one to go? Hojo. After Hojo, we're looking at the guys in the 300s, which would be Catherine and Congo. And then Teddy and Saladin. That's pretty good. That's hard to complain about. I would still like to be able to put you somewhere, but currently I don't feel like I've got the time for that. Nah, it's not worth it. Sorry, Pedro. I mean, you kind of not been that great of a neighbor, so I'm not going to be giving you any benefits like that. It's not going to work. Saladin denouncing me. Yes. Doesn't stop me from trading with you, which results in benefits. Increased tourism. It's gotta be a thing that happens here as well, hey? I know it's showed up for Victoria before as well. It shows up if we look at available routes, I believe. I don't know. It is slightly confusing where it ends up at. Yeah, there it says we're getting the extra tourism with Saladin. So it's there. It's kind of strange, and we are culturally dominant over Japan. So we've moved up to 278 over their 276. Very nice. Very, very nice. We need to get to 423. They need to get to 628 because our internal tourism is dominating. Absolutely dominating. It is fantastic. So good to see. Yeah, we probably don't need you anymore. I know you've got some upgrades and you're kind of not terrible, but yeah, we don't need you anymore. We'll have to get rid of you. You cost money that we don't need to spend. Yeah, 84 from units. We could probably get rid of some of the boats too. Don't really need them. Not currently under attack and all that. America has completed development of space race. Doesn't mean that they've actually done anything, and I don't think they have a spaceport yet. And it does still take a while, even after you've got the spaceport, before you can do anything, as we've experienced ourselves, having built the spaceport some time ago, and still haven't won by scientific victory. But that's alright. We're doing okay. Religion. The religion has suffered. The religion has definitely suffered. Holy City is Nidaros. It was founded by Norway, and it is the dominant religion in not that city. It's our turn. Is there anything we need to worry about at the moment? I don't think so. We'll go ahead, hit next turn. 456 tourism. I like that. That does look very nice. How are our trade routes doing? They're all still some number. Yeah, see, now it doesn't show anything, and there's an unused route. Why is there an unused route? Did something go missing? Why did nobody tell me? Or did he just get back to Sarpsborg? Right, so we'll want to trade with another nation, preferably, rather than city-states, although city-states are worth more money. That is true. If we would be better off trading to a state of some description. Perhaps cities, nations that we haven't culturally dominated yet, like the Congo. From Sarpsborg, we could reach many Congo cities. No significant difficulty there. We've surpassed Brazil. Trading with the states wouldn't be a bad thing. What's this? Ah, this is our trader. Let's see here. Impinda's not terrible. We'll go with that one. It's also the quickest. So we'll do that. It's going to slow down our currency adoption somewhat, but it's probably not going to stop us from being able to snag Guarhayan at 13,000. 13,375. Should be able to pull that one off. Let's see how things are going on the old science track. We were still the only ones in the third bar, which is good. I like that. Maybe we do in fact have time to go and build that theater district and populate it with all the various buildings that will benefit it. I keep producing them barbarians. That's good stuff. I do quite like that. Yeah, I thought for some time that this might be the last part in the series, but it is beginning to appear as if we will need at least one, if not two more episodes. We will see how it goes. But we're doing quite solid. We're not the most dominant in all areas nation, but as nobody's really gone to war, we're doing pretty good in that sense. None of the religions have really managed to grab a good foothold in enough places that a religious victory is likely. So it is, yeah, it's going to be either a scientific or cultural victory, more likely than not. And well, we're in a good position for both. We're in a very good position for both. And culturally, yeah, we're earning tourists at a pretty good rate. I wouldn't mind trading with Teddy just to try and steal off some of those citizens he's got there. I don't need to be trading with Victoria or Cleopatra anymore, so when those trade routes come back, we'll have to send them after Catherine and... Are there just the 4 left that we haven't surpassed? Yeah, there's just the 4 left that we haven't surpassed. So go ahead and we'll send people after all those things. Maybe we send more guys after Teddy because he's doing pretty good. And maybe we check to see if he's got any great things to discuss trade about. Yes, there does seem to be some stuff. Artifact, sculpture, religious, artifact, no, it's medieval, and industrial. So you've got 1 medieval, 2 medieval. You have 2 medieval artifacts. We have classical, medieval, Renaissance, and industrial. So what if we give you the broadsheet for silver coin? Good. And what if we give you doubloon for chalice? And yeah, you're aware of what that's going to do, as I will have 3 medieval artifacts, but I will accept your extortional costs to trade those around. And if we go to our great works, we should see a second themed museum producing magnificent tourism, as we have medieval artifact, and medieval artifact, along with classical, and classical. Very nice indeed. That should see a nice bump to our tourism. And he's now just got a hodgepodge of various Renaissance, ancient, and industrial stuff that he's not going to be able to cohesively put together in a pair of museums. If he's got a third museum and he can dig up some more stuff, he can probably sort that out, but we're in a good position in that regard. Very good, strong position. I like that. Thank you, America. You solved my problems for me. Very kind of you. Very kind. Congo has denounced the evil deeds of England. Yes, the very evil deeds of England. The very, very evil deeds of England. Just look at all the evil going on here. Look at it. So evil. They're harvesting crabs. And not a whole lot of anything else. So evil. Of course, that's just there. They have their main cities and all that stuff on the other side of the world. That doesn't really apply to us, though. We're doing just fine on our little corner of the world. We've had this little bit, and we've had this little bit for quite some time, and we haven't really had a good chance to expand on this continent. It's sort of been filled in for us, courtesy of Congo and Brazil. We could always have moved down here. We still could move down here, but I don't see the benefit of it. Mountains. Yeah, there's just nowhere good. Nowhere good to go anymore. All the good spots have been taken. And all the bad spots have been taken. The mediocre spots. This is probably like one of the last places where you could set up a city, because out here maybe places are full. You could always set up a city out here. Breathtaking. Come on, be breathtaking. Be breathtaking, yes. And breathtaking. And that's coasts. That's continent, so yeah. Can't put a national park there either. This chunk of land is utterly covered. Yeah, you could put a city down here in the tundra. It wouldn't do well. And we've lost Amsterdam as a suzerain city.
Many rules had begun to bend at the hand of...
Yay, we've researched nanotechnology, which just leaves future tech and future civic. We've completely completed both of the trees. Completely completed? Yes, we've completely completed. And we're going to do one more turn, now that we've completely completed both civic tree and technology tree. They're all done, so that is good. Great people situation is still 13,060. Getting a little bit cheaper. We'll get to that tomorrow. We'll be able to purchase that person who will fill out the opera house in terms of music. One way or another. If they land in some other city, I'm just going to move Great Works and not move the guy. Just it'll speed it up a bit. We're up to 474 tourism. We are going to produce somewhere. Oh, have you done the rebels bit again? Oh, good. Do it again. I'd like more rebels. Recruit more rebels. That was fun. Do that again. And who do we have here? Eindride the Elder in Paris, who now has an excellent chance to disrupt rocketry. So go do that. That would be good. Who else? Is it just Paris and Lyon that have spaceports? I'm not sure. Oh, there's Big Ben. Oh, there's a spaceport by Nantes. That's not in the best position for being taken care of. I guess Eindride the Elder will have to do that as well. And Sarpsborg needs housing. We are aware. We'll build another neighborhood for +5 over here. Remove the mines, build another neighborhood. That's good. And got those barbarians up there. Very nice. 10,000 of our 13,000 gold to purchase our last great person, Gwahar Jan, and it's getting cheaper. And we'll just do a quick little check in here. See how things are doing scientifically. Yeah, everyone is still a stage behind us. So, and we just need to launch the various projects. So we'll take a break once the habitation is done, and we'll do our last theater district and museums and do all of the theming stuff that we can for that if possible. Or at the very least use up Boris here. Culturally, we're up to 297 of 426. We're basically at 3/4 tourist maximum coverage. Look at the city-states, and yes, we've lost Amsterdam, which provided us extra money from trade routes. Unfortunate, but that's just a single tile away from being taken care of. Unfortunately, we can't do that through a mission because they require religious conversion. We look at our trade routes. We've got trade routes to primarily nations and Lisbon, because Lisbon is very profitable, but that's going to change. We're going to be trading with the United States when you're done, probably, or more likely when you're done, because we don't need to trade with the English in order to achieve cultural domination over them. They don't have the bigger pool of trade of tourists anymore. And if we look here, we see we're 5 turns away from Ulf disrupting rocketry in Sheffield, and then he'll be moving into the Congo to take care of more of their spaceports. They seem to be building spaceports rather than fixing them, which seems very backwards to me, but that is how they've been handling it. So, many things to come next time, but until then, have a good one.